So in this video, we're going to go over the basics of how you can assign an assignment where the student will receive feedback based on their writing. So when you're in Magic School, you will go to Launch to Students. This is where the rooms are, but we're going to open up a new room, Launch New Room. You're type the name you want to give this room. I'm going to just name it Writing Feedback. You can change the grade level, and then we'll just leave that as is. Then we click Next. Now this is where you need to select the tools that you want to appear for the student's room. So you have a bunch of tools here. A quick way to find it is just doing a quick search. I typed writing. I'm going to click on Add Feedback. So there is the tool that the students can use. That's all we need for right now. So we're going to go Next. Now we're going to customize this tool. We're going to leave writing feedback the same. The description, we're going to leave the same of get feedback on your writing. The grade level, I'm going to keep it as 4th. Now, describe the assignment. This is where you need to add the question that you want the students to answer. So I'm going to go ahead and write. Students will be writing a short constructive response about the passage I have asked them to. They will need to answer, how does Maya feel in this story? Feel at the end of the story. Okay, so now we have the description of what it is that the student has to answer. So it's very important that you do include the question. That's key. Now for the type of feedback or rubric, this is where you're going to include the passage and the rubric, and also a description of what you want AI to do exactly. So in this case, I'm putting, I want you to give feedback based on the rubric provided. I also want you to look at the passage to make sure the student answers are accurate. Please give them an estimated score based on the rubric of 0, 1, or 2. Now you're going to click on this paperclip, and then you're going to add your passage and your rubric. I have it as a PDF on my file, so there's a rubric. The actual passage, I do have it on Google Drive because it wasn't uploading for some reason on under the PDF, so I had to upload it on a Google Drive, which also works. Okay, there it is. Okay, so now I have my passage, my rubric, and exactly what I want AI to be looking for. If you notice, there's some eyes that says this is visible. If I close it, it's not visible. So this is what the students are going to see, what's on the right side. I don't need them to see this, the type of feedback or rubric, so I'm going to go ahead and close that so that it's hidden. So now the student's just going to see this. Additional instructions for the type of feedback. You can write, I want you to focus that there's evidence, or you can leave it blank. It's really up to you. I think the more you write, the more I think AI is going to be a little bit more like harder on how it grades. It's going to be looking for these exact same things. So you can try to add something like how it gives you options here. You can type in make sure to focus on the use of evidence, or you can leave it as is. I'm going to hide this because I don't want students to see that. And then that would be it. So now the students are going to see, describe the assignment. There's the assignment. And then this is where they're going to copy their writing. And then this is where they click generate. So that looks good. So then I'm going to click next. And then this gives you a preview, what it's going to look like. It's also there for you to try to type in something and for you to generate and to see if it's working or not, because if it isn't, you can go back and change anything that you need to change. Once it's done, I'm going to go ahead and click done. And then you can finally launch your room now that your feedback has been customized. So I'm going to click launch room. And you're going to get these 3 options where you can share a link. You can share it directly to Google Classroom, or have the students go to Magic Student and then you just show them the code and they use the code. So as you see, this is what it's going to look like. As students start logging in, their names are going to start appearing here. Anytime you have a little flag under the student name, that means AI is detecting that they're maybe going off topic or maybe writing something inappropriate. So that's where you can moderate the student and actually give them block them, or it kind of blocks them actually. When you're done with this room and you don't want them to go back to it, because they're gonna have access to it once if they have the code, if it's active. But when you're finished with this, you can click lock and then they no longer have access, or you can just pause it for a moment. Maybe you don't want them to be writing at that moment. So once I go back, this is where you're gonna see all of your rooms that you have. And then that's basically how you use the writing feedback tool on Magic School.